Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing a game that is coming to crowdfunding this summer from Draco Ideas. The game is, I'm going to butcher it, Castelnuovo 1539. This is the Habsburg Empire and the Ottomans as they fought for control of the Mediterranean in the 1500s. And this was a siege, a fairly famous siege that was protracted in the village of Castelnuovo. The game is designed by Francisco Ronco. He's done a couple of games. We've done interviews with Francisco, very nice guy. I believe he owns the company that's Bellica Third Generation. I have 3 or 4 games of theirs on my shelf. Let me count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4. This one looks really good. Art's beautiful. The components are absolutely fantastic. And I think the situation looks really interesting. And this is going to be a fun one. The game is designed for 2 players, 60 to 90 minutes. So it's a shorter war game. But a really nice box. Come whenever you dare. There's a look at some Ottoman infantry on the spine. And then here's some Habsburg infantry, sorry. Very nice looking box, though, on the back. You've got Spanish, and then you've got English on the right side. I wanted to read this real quick, or at least part of it. August 7th, 1539, the last resistance of the Spanish garrison of the Albanian village of Castelnuovo, Novi for the Turks, ended. After 22 days of open trench warfare and more than a month of battles, skirmishes, assaults, and bombardments, the last Spanish defenders fulfilled the destiny they had promised themselves when they rejected the offers of surrender. Nice. 54,000 Turks and 200 sail fleet went to attack them. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and here's a look at the components. This is a gorgeous game, very well produced. Not only is the art good, the box is great, but the components are really fantastic. And this is a finished copy. It's not a prototype, and you can definitely tell. So this is going to be a big Kickstarter that has a lot of great components. Here you have a bunch of miniature six-siders, some green, some red. We'll put those over to the side. You will notice that this is a block war game. So there are bags of blocks. The greener the Ottoman, there are double the amount of blocks as the Spanish. The Spanish are red. These are pretty standard blocks. There are stickers to put on those. We'll look at those here in a minute. And then there are various other little pieces. There are fortifications. There's cannon meeples, very cool little cubes, flat discs. These, I think, are trenches that you end up digging and building. Fortifications, I think I already said that. So very, very cool. Very much look forward. Let's open one of those up. Very much look forward to trying to get this to the table. And these are wooden. These are very nice quality. So I think this game looks unique on a unique and interesting subject, but also I think has a very unique production using some wood bits. So it might be kind of a Euro style of war game, but it definitely is a war game. So here are the Ottoman cards. Looks like there's about 30 of these. And then there are some like events. There are different symbols that explain probably when and how you can play them. These are probably battle cards, the yellow explosion. These might be reaction cards. These are maybe battles. Counterattack. So these might be responses as well. You can see a whole bunch of different cards. Storm. Draw 1 card during the next action phase. You cannot play the following: fire devices, bombardment, volley, arquebusiers, or mines, because everything's wet. Here you have civilians. Place the civilians block in a victory objective zone in the city. That zone is considered occupied by the Ottomans until the end of the game. No Spanish unit may enter or leave that zone. Perform a march with 4 movement points. You cannot initiate combat. 2 trench points. You may also deploy or move 1 battery. March. Yeah, these are just for the faith. These are just different types of cards. Volley, bombardment, attack. Really nice looking art. Very much like these. And then let's go ahead and look at the Habsburg cards. Well, as easy as that pack opened, this pack is much more stubborn. Well, I've got that started. Man, I hate it when this happens. There we go. I found the little tab. Cellophane wrapped. So here's the Habsburgs, very similar cards. You've got attack, camisado, attack a zone at a distance of 1 or 2 with +2 to hit. The Spanish player deals damage first, but cannot play combat cards. Bombardment, look at those big cannon. March as well. Repairs, repair up to 2 lost resistance points on your walls or bastions, not in assault rounds. The Bishop, restore up to 3 lost power. Fire devices, chevaux de frise. Each cube prevents 1 Ottoman hit. So yeah, this is a siege game, and that's actually pretty exciting. Arquebusiers, counterattacks. Once again, about 30 cards. They don't appear to be overly asymmetric, but they are slightly different. Here are the game rules. Big legal-sized rules here. There are 32 pages in the rule book. Francisco writes some designer notes on the back. I actually have an interview coming with Francisco on this. Got to remind him about that. But yeah, Francisco Ronco. Artwork is Yolanda Alcine. You can see the names there. And Jose German is the cover art. Very nice. Graphic design, rulebook, translator, testing, review, and development. Table of contents, which is always good. You have an intro, kind of a historical introduction into the siege and what it is. You have your game components. So those discs, those all look to be naval and leaders. And then you have the different bastions, fortifications. You have cubes, trenches. Yeah, green wooden markers represent the Ottoman trenches. The 6 red cubes represent the chevaux de frise. And then you have 5 wooden cannons. Red angular wooden markers represent one of the 2 points of resistance for that bastion. Sorry. Here's a look at the map. It is an area movement map as you move and march in and then submit or do the siege. Here's a look at the units. The different types of cards there. Action, order, combat, reaction, and immediate effect. Event. Yeah, this game looks awesome. Gonna be honest. Not only does it look great graphically, but I love a good siege game, and I think this is gonna be fun. We're gonna try to get this played for them ahead of the campaign, so we'll see how that goes. There is next a sheet of stickers. These are going to be applied to the blocks and the circular naval pieces. Sorry, I'm kind of congested this morning. But very nice looking stickers. You're going to peel those off and affix them. Love a good block war game. Here is a play aid sheet, and there's only one of them. That's a no-no. I always feel like there needs to be 2 player aids if it's a 2-player game. This is a combat sheet, and then the back is just general aid. So just some general rules, terrain types, different types of cards, this game sequence, leaders and the units, what they mean, and then points to remember. Really wish there was a second play aid. I don't know. And yes, I know it's about cost. I do get it. But charge me another $1 or $2 and give me a second play aid. That's what I say. But, you know, that some might accuse us saying, "Oh, you're the player's aid. That's why you want more play aids." Well, yeah, but it's good game design. Hard-mounted map board. It's a big board. as you can see. I'm going to raise this up just a little, give you a little bit better look at the size of that. But it's pretty simple. You know, these are areas, they have numbers in them. I don't know if that's supply. I don't know if that's the cost to move in. There's some different, it's kind of cool. You can see different supplies, gunpowder. You can see a trench line. That's actually a road. You can see some buildings on the outskirts. And then here is the city or village itself. These are explosion markers, but they probably represent the number of either fortification markers or, remember the angles they said were resistance. So I don't know if there's enough of those to have one in each of those areas. There's a turn track over here on the left. Other than that, there's not much here. Anyway, pretty cool. Very much looking forward to this. Let's go ahead and throw those on there so you can get a better look. I don't want to cover up the cool little village. I love a good siege game. We've played a couple of them. And a lot of games, they'll call themselves a siege game, and then nothing really is specifically like a siege. But it looks like this one is definitely going to have, I think, those elements in it and should be very, very interesting. But there you have it. Castelnuovo 1539 from Draco Ideas, designed by Francisco Ronco. And I think that this game is going to be out on crowdfunding this coming summer. So thank you so very much for watching. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.